Alright, we should be alive here. Let's see, let's check.
Are we dead?
We're on YouTube. That's good. What about Twitch and Kick? Let's see here. Twitch isn't doing anything yet. Kick is up. Alright, what's going on with Twitch?
Kind of slacking, if you ask me.
Alright, Twitch is working. Okay, we are good. Okay. Alright, close that. Close all those. I got my tweets ready to go. My tweets and blue skies and Discord messages and everything. Everything is ready.
Good to hear.
Welcome. Okay, so... Okay. Okay. Okay.
Hello? Hello? Hello?
Dude, sorry.
Wait, where's... Wait, I didn't put the fucking fisherman thing in my server. Wait, what the fuck?
Cap. Come on. Was this cringe? Can't believe you.
I don't know where I have the file. I have the file somewhere for it. I just don't remember where it is. I know I have them because I use them for my fucking Twitch bit thing that I set up. Or not bits, the soundboard there. No, but it is a bit thing because you use bits to do it. Was it bits or is it stream points? Is there a difference?
Stream points.
I don't even know anymore. Okay?
There are differences.
Twitch is a hellscape, alright? We don't fuck around with this shit.
Yes, we do. We do a little trolling.
Name 3 Twitch things you do. Go.
What the fuck is a Twitch thing? Define Twitch thing first.
See,
of all,
exactly. You can't even define one.
Redeem
You
bits
can't-
for a drink of water.
See, exactly. You know what that reminds me? There used to be a bot that was in, like, you could summon it to your channels. People would summon it, and it would just remind you every, like, hour or so of a stream to drink water. And it used to be in my channel. And at some point it stopped. Did it just
Back
die?
in 1907.
What
Yes.
happened to it? It was Stay Hydrated bot. What happened to Stay Hydrated bot?
It's gone, okay? The water isn't clean anymore, okay? You get
Stay
poisoning.
Hydrated bot. Let's see here. Keeping streamers alive is their Twitter bio.
Okay, I don't know what that one. That one seems like light to me.
Last tweet in 2019. I can't believe COVID killed Hydrated bot.
Oh no!
I see a Reddit post saying, what happened to Stay Hydrated bot? And somebody said, I guess streamers weren't listening to the bot by ignoring its message when it tells them to drink water, so now it gave up and it's unavailable. It just wasn't having it.
It's L plus ratio.
How am I supposed to know to stay hydrated now?
I
How
can
am I
tell you.
supposed to know?
I could help.
Yeah, what about when you're not around? What am I
Cope
supposed
sees
to do
involved
then?
in that order.
So, I don't think this is a solution here, Shadow.
No man, make your own bot. Okay, it's that easy.
That's called effort, and it requires programming, okay? As somebody who does programming, why would you want me to do more programming? What's wrong with you?
Because you're good at it.
What's wrong with you? How dare you, okay?
Chef, it can't be that hard.
Listen, programming is very difficult, okay? Very difficult. We saw that with the
Like-
anime therapy website. It's very difficult to do.
Damn it. Look, man, if you had to make Hajime work, you could probably make one for the Twitch channel.
Hajime
problem.
barely works, okay? She works in some areas, okay? I'm tweeting out and doing the blue skies and doing the ping in the fucking server. Where is everybody? We got like 12 minutes before we start.
Well, if I had to assume, Nyan might be dead from a lack of food.
All right, are we placing bets here? Who wants to bet Justin completely forgot we were going to have book club this week? I guarantee you that might be a thing that happened.
No!
I guarantee you he might have completely forgotten we have book club. He's not even going to be online until we're done. It's definitely possible because we missed last week.
Let's see here. Okay, then what would Ace? How are we feeling about him? He's not gonna
Ace?
show up.
Oh, Ace always joins our streams. What do you mean? Ace is always in all of our streams and in the votes. Don't worry, he's there.
Sherry, is he actually? I can't tell if that's better or not.
No. What are you talking about? Do you ever see him here? Do you ever see him actually vote in these elections? Okay.
Elections.
He shows up, he says read 100 GFs. I put it up on there, and then he doesn't even vote for it. Okay?
I think he voted for the wrong thing, actually. Hold
yeah,
on.
he voted for the wrong thing the one time he voted for it, alright?
It was comedy.
It was indeed comedy. I did think it was pretty funny.
Alright, then what would have missed in Torrendo? What would we done on that one?
Turndo, did he come for like the first couple Dorohedoro streams? Turndo's probably just busy in real life, it sounded like.
Probably, okay.
Because he hasn't been there for a while, so now if he wanted to join back, he's probably going to be like, well, now I got to read all the volumes, and yeah, he's
Yeah, fair.
probably donezo for this series, as far as I know. I don't know. Maybe he'll be back.
Who knows? We got time. The Torrendo comeback special.
Everybody's preparing for the big quiz at the end of the series, right?
No.
This is going to be the longest series we've read, and it's going to have a quiz for all of it. Don't worry.
How long is the quiz going to be? We're here for like hours, literally.
Don't worry about
There's
that.
so much content.
Don't worry about that. You'll be here until I run out of questions.
Chap. Any questions we had last time?
Not enough, honestly. What was it
Says
on last
you.
time? Familiar of Zero? Okay.
Yes.
We need more questions.
No, we don't.
Listen, Dorohedoro, it's got a lot of mystery to it, okay? I need answers. Accurate answers from everybody.
Okay, I don't know about that one.
This is going to count towards your final grade, Shadow, for this whole semester.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does. Sorry,
I was
are you the
wondering,
are you the fucking proctor of the test? Do you fucking know how these tests work? No.
Also, chap, were we done after the semester's over?
Huh? I don't know what you just said.
We're gonna be done after my semester's over.
No, I'm not talking about your fucking fake Canadian school semester, okay? I'm talking about the real semester here, the anime book club semester, alright? We're in the Dorohedoro semester.
May I ask who exactly passed the last one?
I mean, who won the Familiar of Zero contest?
Unfortunately, me.
Well, then it was you. You're the only one who passed the last one.
The only one who passed? Yeah.
Actually, I don't remember if Anne actually got more points than you, but we just didn't consider Anne.
No, I ain't got like twice the points.
Okay, well then you and Anne passed. Everybody else failed.
Damn.
I was watching back the other day on the summertime rendering final episode with the quiz, because I thought cause that was the first time we did one of those quizzes, and that was fun to rewatch.
Yeah, the one with the mer people, right?
You know it. Anime Book Club. Attention, all gamers. You will get these pings.
You'll get this ping now.
This is where we find out Anne hasn't even started working on the stream snack, and we're gonna have to wait for the stream snack. It's gonna be a whole thing. Listen, I still don't even see
Come
Justin
on.
online though. Okay, that's what's more worrying me.
That's what's worrying you.
And we at least know did the reading, and is fully
Allegedly.
intending to show up tonight. Okay, Justin, I don't even know if he even remembered that we had book club this week and that he had to read things for it. It's okay. I believe.
Hope see them all.
I don't see Amidst. I don't see Anne. I don't see Justin. And I don't see Ace. Most important member of the cast. I just
Of
said
course.
that backwards. No, I didn't say that backwards. What's going on
Said
with
correctly.
you?
You're gaslighting yourself. This is impressive.
I know.
I wish I had this kind of technology.
I don't know how I feel about the cover image for volume 11 that I'm using on the
It's
stream
just
right
it's
now.
just him. It's just the guy. Come on.
It's creeping me out.
Okay. What the this is a bit, right? This can't be not a bit.
He's creeping me out. What do you mean it's a bit? It looks
It
fucking
has to be a
creepy.
bit.
He's staring
I don't
directly
know what
at me
you're
with
talking-
soulless fucking eyes that you can't even see, wearing like a fucking like a body bag fucking jacket and a Darth Vader fucked up mask. Fucking creeping me out. Am I allowed to be creeped out, motherfucker?
If I just like played too many video
No.
games where I just can't even comprehend this. Is this what's wrong with me?
You can't comprehend emotions like fear or unease.
No,
I know you can feel
I don't like
unease
this
because you tell us
image.
all the time you don't feel you feel fucking weird about fucking references we're making and stuff. Like, oh, I don't
Okay,
know
no,
what
no,
that
no.
is. I
Well-
don't know how I feel about that.
say
I know you understand these emotions.
no,
You
I
don't-
said
you don't-
these emotions.
You don't
I
get to
said these
act like it's
emotions.
you don't get to
I'm
act
not
like
sure
it's
why
a
it's
foreign
this
concept
image
here.
specifically.
There's a fucking just staring at me.
Alrighty.
I don't appreciate having my emotions be judged here on the book club stream. Okay, this is supposed to be a safe space. All right, I'm gonna have to go talk to an anime therapist about it, but they don't list Dorohedoro as covered by their insurance. So what the fuck am I supposed to do?
Fuck nuts.
What therapist am I supposed to see about Dorohedoro? What therapist am I supposed to see?
Also, I think.
Okay, what did you shout when you came in?
Fucking Natsuki. Holy shit, I hate her.
I'm glad some things
Jesus.
never change.
I've
All that
noticed though.
changes that I hate her more.
I've noticed though, since the beginning, you've hated Natsuki before she even did anything. Haru though shows up, and you're like, "Yo, I'm just saying." Like,
Oh, Haru's
What-
hella annoying, and I don't care about her devil form, but Haru as a human, I would let her step on me. God damn.
Jesus Christ,
she's
horny
hot.
jail. Go to horny jail right now.
Okay, okay, Nyan. You're at like a 9. Can you point down to a 7? I would say 6, but you're my friend,
What the fuck?
so I'll let you get away with the 1 extra. Okay.
God
Okay.
damn. Fine.
Listen to me, motherfucker. You were banned for spreading misinformation and lies.
Okay,
I also have, I think I have hella questions. I got very confused.
it's okay.
I have notes.
It's okay. I think from the very last chapters, especially, everything is
I have
unlocked in my mind.
questions.
I think everything is unlocked in my mind. I think
He's
my
having
third eye is
his
opened.
big brain
And I
moment.
think I understand everything now. I think I understand everything.
I think it's Cope.
Now, and the important question
Mhm.
here is, well, how much do you want to bet Justin completely forgot we had book club this week and is not going to show up?
You guys have like no faith in Justin.
I don't know because I haven't heard from him like all week.
Exactly. And I don't see him online now. We didn't see any comments from him about the chapters. We missed last week, so that's already throwing him
I
off
was about to
schedule.
say, do you think that he showed up last week, realized that we didn't have book club, and then forgot this week because we didn't have it last week?
I don't think. I feel like if he did read the chapters last week, he would have been posting about it in the chat last week.
Yeah, he would have. But then, if he did
He's
read
pretty
them
vocal
today,
about the
well,
chapters.
All I know is, okay, a Mist will definitely show up on time for the stream. He'll definitely be here. Don't worry.
we ain't on time.
We got 2 minutes before we start. It's not 8 o'clock yet.
Yet.
Like the fuck kind of question is that?
Okay.
I don't appreciate
I'll
this
believe you.
constant doubting of these things I say. You wonder why I gaslight myself. Is because all of you surrounding me are all collectively trying to gaslight me with dumb fucking
Hey,
shit
I
like
haven't
that.
said shit.
Yet. Okay, we'll give you some time. We'll give you time.
Your time nigh on, and then you'll start gaslighting. Don't you worry.
The
my
problem is that I already gaslight myself, so me gaslighting other people would just confuse me more.
You it's multi-featured. I don't see the problem here. You get double the content.
You know,
It's like
so
everybody's like, "Oh, I gaslight to control people."
No, I just
No, I
gaslight
would
to
not
confuse
control people,
everyone.
and I also wouldn't control myself.
You're the chaotic neutral of gaslighting.
Truly.
I took some brief notes about important events that happened, and as I was writing some of these notes, I said to myself, this looks like the ramblings of a crazy person. What the fuck is going on with Dorohedoro? Like,
I tried to draw another diagram about the whole like body and head thing that was going on, and I confused myself even further.
here's one line. Shin and Noi see Turkey to make a doll of N to find his head. What the fuck does that mean? What?
Let's see the best characters back again, you know.
What?
True. I'm glad that they're proving to be reoccurring. Chap, did you read about the Gyoza Fairy this time?
So I read the first bonus chapter. I haven't read the second one. I'm assuming the second one's with the Gyoza Fairy, right? I had it open,
Half of
but I
it.
was setting up things for the stream. So I guess I'm gonna at a miss to see if he's around, and then I'm gonna start reading while we wait a bit to give him a chance.
And Justin, of course. He's definitely gonna show up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let me just ping
Listen.
Justin real quick.
I mean, I'll ping Justin too. We'll see. But
Damn it.
here's the thing. Okay, here's the thing. Okay, Justin, if we remind him he's gonna be like we have book clubs tonight, he might appear online and be like, "Oh shit, there's book club tonight," but he's probably not have read the chapters. Mist has
doubting.
already read the whole series, so I know if he shows up and remembers his book club, he'll actually be able to talk about stuff. I mean, Justin can still join too. He just won't have much to say, and he'll get spoiled about stuff before he reads it. So I don't know if he would join at this point, but that's all assuming he hasn't read it. He might have already read it all and he's all ready to go and everything. He's just running a bit late, you know? That could have happened.
It happened. Definitely not Cope.
Okay, I can read briefly about the Gyoza Fairy. Oh my god.
He's my little guy.
Everything's your little guy, apparently.
Of course. No, Turtwig is primary little guy.
Turtwig.
Fairy Gyoza is secondary little guy.
What's the third one then?
Catnap from Poppy Playtime.
I'll pretend I know what that is, for your sake.
Holy shit!
Oh my
Holy
god.
shit!
He showed up.
I told you! You guys
Damn!
doubted
He
me.
didn't say anything. Okay, Shadow was the whole time he was like, Justin's not going to show up. He's not going to remember. He's not. Hey, what's up? We hear you. Can you hear us?
Yeah, how bad's the mic?
Bad.
I mean, it's not as good as the one you had before, but we can hear you and understand you at least. So, and we don't hear background noise, so that's good.
Because I'm at my girlfriend's house again, so I got a bad mic.
All right, that's fine. But you read the chapters and stuff, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. That was a very concerning yes, but I'll take it. I'll take it.
That's what
No, I
matters.
read it on Tuesday.
Oh, okay, okay. All right, so
More of a
Miss will
Wednesday
not be
kinda
joining
guy.
us tonight. Okay, give me a couple minutes to read through this Gyoza Fairy thing, okay? Because this looks like some memes.
The Gyoza Fairy thing was the most important chapter of the entire read.
Listen,
Yeah,
nobody
because,
warned me
funny
about the
lizard-
Gyoza Fairy chapter. Okay.
Very integral part of the story, okay? That's
Most
everyone's favorite
emotionally
character.
charged chapter.
You died for our sins.
Okay, I don't know what that one.
He's not dead. How dare you?
Yeah, his
If
brain
he-
was just spilling out.
Yeah, just a little bit. I mean, as we have been shown repeatedly, spilling brain doesn't necessarily mean death.
True. Death
Nothing
isn't
in this
real in this
series means
universe.
death. Yeah.
Although I'm pretty sure N's fucked.
I
He'll
don't
be-
know.
I
He'll
hope he
fine.
stays fucked. I do not want him back.
Nah, I
Damn.
would.
We've established that if the body's... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I'm a big ass hater of so many characters this time around.
We know.
I think what's going to get revealed is that, so I think it's clear the cross-eyed boss is just stealing, like, the little devil in, sorcerers' heads, and so he's stealing their abilities, right? So,
Yeah,
and
That's what I
since
figured.
Judas's ear, does magic off of the little devil in your head, I assume he's just gonzo.
Damn.
It'll be fine. We have ways. Don't worry. They'll figure something out. We have time travel, okay?
I like that.
Everything goes out the window, okay? We have time travel now.
Oh, you're right.
Well, and
We can undo...
we're only halfway through the series.
Anything can happen.
Yep. We're at the halfway mark.
I know next time on Dragon Ball Z.
I don't know if we can undo Cayman no longer being Cayman, though.
We can undo that. We have time travel. We're fine.
Everything will be fine. We'll just
What if
make
he
him-
was the one that did that to himself?
Oh my
Everything
god.
will be
I
done
hate-
blue.
I hate that all of our fears of Cayman being no
Gone
longer
forever,
Cayman is
yeah.
exactly what fucking happened.
That's the. He was the.
I was so mad reading that, like, god damn it.
God damn it, he was the funny one. Now he's gone.
He just wants to eat gyoza and stab sorcerers in the chest.
That's why the bonus chapter is the best part, because there he is.
All right, I'm not gonna.
Damn.
Okay, I took some glances at the Gyoza Fairy. I'm not gonna read it. This is a lot more text heavy than I thought it was gonna be, so I'm not gonna.
Okay,
say
here,
it.
I'll just give you the highlights chap.
Well,
real
don't
quick,
bother
okay?
giving it to me now. You can give it to me when we do the show, okay? When we do it, you guys can explain it to me. You guys can share with me the journey of the Gyoza Fairy, okay? All right,
The journey.
There's a
everybody's
little
here.
gyoza fairy inside of us all.
Everybody's here. And Mist will not be joining us. Ace will also not be joining us. It's been a while. All right, so let me.
Turndo won't be joining us.
Yeah, Turindo's probably busy with stuff. We haven't heard from him in a while. So, okay, let me take off pre-show and we're gonna be ready to begin. All right, welcome back, everybody, to another exciting, amazing, astounding episode of the Anime Book Club here on YouTube.com. Wolfborg with 1G or 2G. Somehow you can find me. If you do Wolfborg with 1G.youtube.com, you'll find this channel. And you can do the same with Twitch or Kick or anything, really. Just
Your mom's
just type it
Apple
in.
Watch?
Your mom's Apple Watch? I'm there. I'll be there. This channel, this stream, everything. Now,
Charlie
We
has
are-
your GX.
we are back after a week break that we had because I had to see a man about taxes. So hopefully I don't owe
Tax man?
a shit ton of money. We'll see how that goes whenever I get that information back, okay? Now, this week we are back talking about Dorohedoro. We're going to be talking about volumes 11 and 12. But first, we're going to through our usual cast and crew here that we got here in the live studio. Starting with Arimia, introduce yourself.
Shit.
You forgot the line. You forgot the line.
I
Okay.
forgot. Hi.
Hey, Gray Man.
Hi. I'm Arimia. I like shonen shit. My recommendation this week. Last week the week before, because we didn't meet last week, I recommended Witch Hat Atelier. So this week, I'm not gonna recommend D Grey Man. That's gonna be later. I'm going to recommend Our Not So Lonely Planet Travel Guide, which is a very sweet series that's currently ongoing. It's just slice of life about these two gay Japanese guys who decide we're going to get married, but before we do that, we want to do one last test of our relationship and travel the world as like a kind of pre-honeymoon, are we really fit for each other? And it's just a really heartwarming series that not really anybody knows about. Sadly, Tokyo Pop picked it up, but at least somebody picked it up. So yeah, that's
Tokyo Pop.
that.
Tokyo Pop's the whole thing. Okay, we don't have to go into it right now, but it's the whole thing. Okay, just know that's not a good name. All right, it's not a good name. Anyways,
it should make you
It's like
go,
today's.
oh.
yeah, it should make
It's like 2024 History Channel.
Sure.
I don't know. I don't fucking know. Anyways, thank you so much for that.
Aliens.
If you're interested in that, everybody check those out. Now, on to the next person. That's me. Oh my god. Hello, I am Wolfborg, aka Chaplain, aka the best streamer you've ever seen ever in all of the universe, especially when it comes to anime. That's just a fact. Look it up. As I already said, you can find me on everything, including your mom's Apple smartwatch. I'm there. Okay. Now, for my introduction, I will just say, okay, I don't have a quote recommendation. I'm going to talk about, instead of like a recommendation like Mary did, I'm just going to talk about the latest one of a manga that I just read that's not related to this at all. I read through and talked about something I got in the mail from Yen Press. It was called Seven Fates Chakho. It's not exactly my thing, but it was weird to get it because it's like a BTS tie-in thing. I guess the cast is supposed to be members of BTS. I don't know anything about BTS. I don't know why I was specifically sent the box. But I made a video talking about that on the After Dark channel, which you can find a link to either probably in the description or somewhere, or maybe it's recommended on the side, or I linked it in the Discord. You can find it in there. I don't know. It's on the Wolfborg After Dark channel, so you can hear me ramble about that if you give a shit. It's about like it's like an action series about the BTS boys fighting tiger people from another world. I don't know.
Furry that again.
It was not my thing. I mean, it's not bad. It just was not my thing. So, and it's a webtoon. So if you're interested in webtoons, you can check that out. But yeah, so you can hear me ramble about that on my After Dark channel. Now, next up we have Justin.
Hi.
Have anything else to say, buddy? From he's live on scene at the Dorohedoro headquarters.
I am live on scene at Dorohedoro headquarters. There appears to be mushrooms rotting away as Ed is no longer with us.
Oh my god, spoilers.
Justin, come
Ebisu
on.
is now dumber than ever.
What else is
How
new?
Nothing's changed.
Do not slander her like this.
I mean, it is true.
It's the truth. What were you reading?
She's having the time of her life, and that's all that matters.
She can barely form sentences now. She just laughs.
She's a joker, baby.
That's exactly what I wrote in my notes.
Rough.
Ebisu's alive.
Anyway,
though,
nothing
and that's
much
what
going on
matters.
with me.
All right. Well, thank you so much for that, Justin. I will say Shadow was very worried, thinking that you weren't going to show up. I was telling him the whole time, Justin's definitely going to show up tonight. He's definitely read the chapters, and he's going to show up tonight. I was telling him that. But he just kept saying, no, there's no way there's no way Justin's going to be here. There's no way. Listen, I'm here for you. I'm here for you, okay? When everybody else is speaking against you, I got you, okay? I got you. Next up, we have Nyan Bacon. Introduce yourself.
Yeah. What's up? I'm Nyan. I also go by Ann or Andy. Tomorrow at the...
Oh my god, he lied to us. He showed up anyways. Okay, keep going.
Madman.
All right, keep going.
Tomorrow at the same time that this is happening on V Nyan Bacon and also Shadowman V4, we will be streaming Pokemon Rumble extreme mode. Assuming I don't die between now and
Extreme
then.
what mode? Extreme
Extreme mode.
Yeah.
extreme throw up mode? What was that? What?
Extreme jokes and
Extreme
dies
honest mode.
Sorry. I just finished
tell
my
me.
stream snack, which was a foot-long Subway sandwich, and there was a
Yo.
lot of sauce on it.
Oh,
They put
damn.
an insane amount of mustard on it, so now it's all stuck in my throat.
Mhm.
I have the only thing that I have correct opinions about is the Familiar of Zero. And I would say that my recommendation would be Poppy Playtime, but it's not worth it. Don't do it. Don't. It's bad.
Okay. All right. So watch out for that. Steer clear of whatever that is. And next up, we have Shadow Man. Introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Shaman before. As mentioned earlier, I'm returning with Nyan tomorrow. And also in the morning, I'm doing some more Yu-Gi-Oh! And since everyone keeps shilling shit today, apparently, I'm gonna
Just-
shill Deltarune. Play that.
All right. There's what'd you
Hey,
say?
I
You
started the
exactly,
trend
yeah.
of shilling something to go watch or read, okay?
You guys hear something?
And I'm trying to.
You guys hear
you.
something? I hear somebody like taking credit for things that people have been doing
You
since the
shouldn't.
dawn of
You
mankind. All right.
Don't go read New Game, okay? Don't go read New
What?
Game. Don't.
What?
Don't.
What? What? This is bullshit. No,
don't
Do
read
not read
Familiar-
Degrayman. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't read Degrayman. Don't do it.
Is New Game the bad one?
New Game's the good one. Yeah. Go read that. Go read that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Don't
right.
read Familiar Zero though. That's my suggestion.
Okay. All right. So play Deltarune, and what'd you say? Don't read Familiar Zero.
Yes.
Do you agree with this take, Ann?
Valid.
Okay. All right.
Oh yeah, no, it's terrible. I had somebody. Sorry, Admis, I'm gonna talk before you do your introduction. I had somebody come into my Twitch chat when I was playing Fortnite. I don't remember. I think it was last week. And I was talking about the fact that I wanted to do an anime edit for Familiar of Zero, and somebody in the chat was like, "Holy shit, you've seen Familiar of Zero?" And then later I messaged them like, "Hey, if you want to read some really bad literature, you should give the light novels a shot, because I'm pretty sure that I've cringed harder at accidental incest, or sorry, I've cringed harder at the Familiar of Zero light novel than I have at accidental incest."
I'm sure that genre exists in anime. I just didn't remember in Familiar Zero.
Oh no!
No. In like fan
It
fiction,
happened in like
Wattpad
Fire
fan
Punch. So.
fiction. I've cringed harder at the Familiar Zero light novels than Wattpad fanfiction. So if you want a bad read, yeah, read Familiar of Zero. If you want a good read, do whatever Aremia said.
Or
Not what chapter.
you can
Wow,
watch
wow.
the streams of Familiar Zero.
You can do that.
All right. Well, go endorse those things or avoid those things if you are
Avoid the noise.
if you notice either of them. I don't know. Just watch out. Okay. You gotta refer to these streams to know whether or not you're supposed to consume certain pieces of media. That's just a fact, okay? So just watch all these streams. We'll keep you guys up to date. All right, we'll send the notices right to your mom's Apple smartwatch.
Major problem though.
Now, we have a guest who's like broken into the studio past when we started here. We have good friend of the stream, a Miss Nunn. Introduce yourself.
Hey, how's it going? As an honest member of the studio, I have to say that I do. Well, I guess to show real quick. I mean, I am a multimedia composer, mainly doing a lot of video game music. In terms of general addictive habits, one of them is reading too much manga. So, and Dorohedoro is like, out of all the hundreds I read, it's still one of my favorites of all time. So I'm really excited to be here. And in terms of shilling a media to recommend, that would probably be go watch Beau is Afraid. It's really fucked up. It's a 3-hour odyssey, and it's like one of the best things I've ever seen. So I'll show that.
I do not usually hear those adjectives in the same sentence.
Yeah, it's again, it's a 3-hour odyssey by Ari Aster. The director for
explains everything.
Hereditary and Midsommar. So
Yep.
definitely recommend that.
All right, well, go check that out if you are interested in that. Thank you so much for that and for joining us, Mist. Now,
Yeah, totally.
anybody else have anything to say before we officially get started with book club?
I have one thing.
Okay, what's your thing, Justin?
I forgot to shill something, so
Okay.
I just need to let everyone know that the best manga you can read is Domestic Girlfriend. Go read Domestic Girlfriend.
Baze!
It's
Baze,
a
let's
fucking
fucking
train
go!
ride.
Let's go.
Domestic
It's a
girlfriend makes
wreck.
a
I don't even
comeback.
know.
Let's go.
It's
It's
so
okay.
good though.
It's all right. We'll put that up in the next vote. Okay, it'll win. It'll win.
Oh my
No
God.
problem. I think it actually got pretty far. Something like that got pretty far in the vote that I didn't expect to get far in the vote last time. I don't remember if it was Domestic Girlfriend or something else. Anyways, that's all for the introductions. Let's get right into the news. Okay, we have Dorohedoro volumes 11 and 12. How are we feeling about these new updates? We have here on the cover image for the stream Aikawa staring at you with his like Darth Vader mask and fucking like a dead body bag like jacket thing. Okay, and we've discovered, unless I'm misunderstanding something, fully that Aikawa was Kaiman and also the boss of the Cross Eyes. So I believe these things have all been confirmed now at this point. Am I correct in saying that, or am I just?
It
losing my
sounds
mind?
right, but I'm still not sure.
And
Wait, say it again.
Aikawa is both Kaiman and the boss of the Cross Eyes.
I don't know about the boss of the Cross
I don't
Eyes
think he's the
part.
boss of the Cross Eyes.
He's right there at the end.
I
Hello?
thought-
Because he doesn't have Cross Eyes.
What?
That's like his big thing is that he's not a Cross Eye.
Yeah,
Was that Aikawa?
Hold on. I feel like I'm losing my mind. I feel like at a certain point, what's her name? Natsuki finds the boss, and the Cross Eyes were literally a birthmark on his head. Am I losing my mind on that? 'Cause
That
I
was
feel
a
like
guy
that
named
happened.
Kai.
That was a guy
that-
named Kai.
Oh, I'm sorry. A guy named Kai. Definitely not related
Yeah.
to Kaiman
Completely
or
different.
Aikawa. Very completely
I-
different. Also
different.
happens to have En's head, who just
Yeah.
happened to have been killed by Aikawa, who was definitely brought there after he was turned from Kaiman
No, that's
into
the theory.
Aikawa.
We
Okay,
don't,
hold on.
we don't
hold
have
on.
any confirmation that Aikawa was the one that killed him.
What? Okay, I feel like you're all gaslighting me here at once. Here's the secret events that happened in my eyes. Okay, very clear. Okay, Kaiman, we see him turn back into a human. Okay, ends up getting teleported out by Asu. They both kind of pass it. Well, Aikawa's dead at the time, or whatever, or not Aikawa. I'm sorry, Kaiman, human Kaiman, is dead at the time, with Asu passed out over the body. Somehow, when Asu wakes up, Aikawa is alive, taking care of him, and just said, "I came to a couple days ago. You were on top of me, so we're over here now." I feel like I'm crazy here, and he says his name's Aikawa. You're telling me that somehow is not actually Kaiman, and that's just a person who happens to be
I
Aikawa,
thought-
who just happened to show up to find him. Am I losing my mind here?
No,
that's what I
no.
surmised.
Kaiman is Ayakawa.
Okay,
But
And the
Aikawa
Kai
is not
guy that-
Kai.
so
Yeah.
you're telling me when
I think Kai's supposed to be Derek. I think Kai's supposed to be the guy that the professor helped with the surgery. Remember, we have that whole
Who's
side
Aikawa?
plot that he's trying
Yeah,
to.
it'd be
I-
Aikawa.
No, why would it be Aikawa?
No, it wasn't.
Why
It
why
could,
wouldn't it
but
be Aikawa? So you're telling me the guy who gets
How
nicknamed?
about we start with what happens?
I was talking about what happened. That was talking about what happened.
Are you?
Then you
Is
asked
that
us
what
a
happened?
question.
Yes.
Then you asked us a question. So Aikawa was the person that Asu was unconscious with. And I think that he went through some kind of purgatory with all of the headless people, and his consciousness came back to his body, and he saved Asu. So then they continued to travel together. The way that I understand it is there was some weird afterlife kind of thing going on with the weird reincarnation. You know what I'm talking about, with the guy that was talking with the spurts or whatever?
Yeah.
And I think that was Aikawa basically coming back to himself, and then he saved Asu. So the guy that wakes Asu up is the same guy that Asu saved from the magma or whatever.
Who was Kaiman? Right.
Who was Kaiman, but it's now Aikawa.
Okay. So, all right. So now, hear me out here. Hear me out. Okay. All these Aikawa's the boss of the Cross Eye scenarios. Okay. After that, Asu goes to En's mansion, teleports over to there. Aikawa joins him there on this journey. They find Nikaido. Nikaido recognizes him as Kaiman. Then Aikawa leaves, and then mysteriously, soon after, En gets fucking killed and his head taken away by the boss of the Cross Eyes, who has shown up again after like 6 years, and nobody knows how he got into the mansion somehow. He just kind of appeared and then left out of the mansion. But you're telling me that's not Aikawa. You're telling me that's not
Didn't
Aikawa.
Aikawa jump out a window?
No, to leave, he went through a duct and then out a window or something like that. But to get in, they don't know how he got in. That was what they were confused about.
I don't think it's the same person because Aikawa doesn't have cross marks on his eyes.
So there's no way for them to transform any part of his physical self to like hide cross eyes later?
I don't know.
I
The
think
whole
that
thing.
with the route the story's going, that would be really bad writing.
Why?
Hold on. I
I
thought
feel
it says
like-
can't use magic.
I feel
Yeah,
well,
that'd be
that
obviously,
one.
obviously that would not apply to the boss.
But I also feel like, from the standpoint of it being a mystery, although we've been given hints a bit at a time, or people have been withholding information, there hasn't been anything that has been necessarily transformative. The characters haven't been outright altering how reality behaves.
Yes.
Sorry, I'm trying to figure out yet, I guess. But we're 11 or 12 volumes in whenever this happens. And the big thing is the fact that information is being held from us, but that doesn't mean that people are lying, right? Especially with like Dokuga, like we don't get information, but it's not like he's saying, "Oh, I don't have abilities." He just says, "Oh, I have poison spit later," right? So I think that it would be really weird and really out of pocket or sudden or not in character for the author for suddenly it to be, I am willingly blindsiding you by making this character transform himself to hide himself. I don't think that with the way that the character has been writing with the author has been writing, that makes sense.
You don't think it would make sense for the boss of the Cross Eyes to want to hide himself? When it's literally what he does when he's not playing as the boss? Like he
I
wears
don't
this
think he would
Darth
go
Vader
out
mask
of
the whole time and doesn't want to take it off. I feel like there was a reason for that.
But Aikawa does.
Yeah, to fight En.
To show Nikaido that it's Aikawa. And he doesn't have
Yeah,
cross eyes
after
in that
Nikaido
frame.
wanted to fucking fight him and over it, and like he recognized her and like even said, you just, you know, it was a whole like thing where he didn't want to reunite with her at first, and then eventually he showed his face and then just disappeared.
I don't think Aikawa is Kai.
Okay, you can be in denial.
I'm not gonna lie. Jeff's completely won me over here.
True. There you go. Thank
I'm
you.
also convinced that Kaiman and Kai are somehow the same person. He's actually just kind of straight up sold me on it.
Thank you. Thank you.
I
Thank you.
like the
Finally.
antagonistic air in this stream specifically.
I'm just saying, okay, because this all kind of clicked into place for me when, you know, reading through this stuff, and then especially, you know, where with him introducing himself as Kai towards the end, I'm like thinking to myself, like, he's saying his name as Kai, and I'm like, but we've also seen him referred to as Aikawa, Kaiman, like, this is like just that name towards the end to me is a culmination of wanting to have the ties towards Kaiman and Aikawa as like, I don't know if that was him declaring like a new name or if that was like a name that he previously, I don't know, but all I know is he definitely like, what am I trying to say here? I was the name that he gave to the doctor, right? Kasube.
Uh-huh.
So he told him his name was I, which is obviously could be short for Aikawa. Then you get Kai, which can also be a part of Aikawa. And then you get Kaiman, which was a name Nikaido chose. But if he chooses to call himself Kai to the first person of the Cross Eyes who like actually meets him when he comes back, I don't know if that's like what his original name was, or if that's like the name he wants to adopt now that he's also had this background as Kaiman. That kind of thing also just hints to me towards like that kind of connection thing. But I don't know how much that part is for me. But I will say for me, at the very least, I don't think there's any doubt for me that Aikawa / Kaiman is also the boss. But that doesn't necessarily mean that they're the same like personalities. Because I can see where like whatever he's doing to his bodies, where like potentially he's like just taking the little devils out of everybody, all the other sorcerers' heads, and putting them into himself, where it's like a multiple personality kind of deal going on. That in my mind could be a thing going on too.
I think you literally just cracked it.
It also
Everyone's the boss.
I don't know if this is speculation thing. He probably doesn't have multiple in his head, does he? He has to like switch them out. It's more of what was that anime that you mentioned?
Oh,
With, like, the
Gleipnir.
mechs, but
Gleipnir.
yeah, Gleipnir, but like with the little demons in his
Wait
head.
a minute.
So...
There's something else we've just been glaringly missing, right?
Yeah, what's that?
Aikawa, Kaiman, and Kai all used like the same knife and are really good with a knife, don't they?
Well, that's
That
just
is
a
true.
cross size thing.
Yeah, but they all have the same like slice you into fucking bits in a blink of an eye technique too.
Listen, in my
They all have
mind,
the same.
You just
Okay.
optimize it, okay?
okay, let's talk about some other aspects of things that happen before we dive into some of that thing. We did also have towards the beginning of the volumes, we also had Curse appear, which, if I'm understanding it correctly, Curse was Risu and like a shadow version of Risu merging into Curse. And Curse to me seems like a devil. Am I crazy in thinking that, or?
I think he's not human.
Good.
He
can
gives
tell
me
you
more
that
like
much.
death vibes. Not
He-
like devil, but
that's
like
true.
Grim Reaper.
That's true. Maybe he's not a devil, but maybe he's because I remember later on when he shows up again, he like runs away when he hears a devil
The
song
devil
from
Mhm.
Haru there. So
Yeah.
maybe he's not a devil, but something fucked up like that. But yeah, it seemed like the shadow version of him, which the shadow version.
Came from Kaiman, right?
Yeah, I had assumed the shadow version after Kaiman's like body, or like the Kaiman body was like reverted to the human body. It seemed like the shadow version was freed from that and then immediately tried to go to the original body. That's what it seemed like to me, and that to me is reinforced by yeah, go on.
What I'm lost on is where did that Risu come from?
That Risu. So that one's tricky and
Like,
it might be
what
answered later.
made it?
I have a
Yeah.
theory about that. And my theory about that is stems from the fact that the curse specifically went out of its way after it became curse to go and try to find Aikawa to get revenge, it sounded like. It seemed like it was for revenge, and for that it seemed like something to where Aikawa betrayed Risu, did something to like create or take curse out of Risu or whatever, something like that, as a part of killing him when he betrayed him potentially, and that caused and he set things in oh no, that's what it was, because he keeps stealing people. It seems like he steals the little devils inside and puts them inside. It seemed like he might have done that with Risu as well. That's why he had the head in the safe. But to me, that wouldn't make sense, though, because then they wouldn't have been able to bring the head back with Judas's ear. Judas's ear can't bring him back if it doesn't have the little
head
devil.
in the safe, it wasn't hollowed.
Yeah. So that's what does confuse me, too. So it might, because Risu
Could
in
have
his...
been. It
Yeah.
could have been he just didn't get to the head yet, because like the
Well,
guy
the
hadn't been
other
back in a
thing
long time, right?
is-
That's true.
Risu's head wasn't in Aikawa's apartment. Risu's head was in his own apartment.
Yes. So that...
I don't know.
It has something to do with Aikawa seems to have screwed over Risu to get to the point where he trapped the shadow half of Curse into Aikawa / Kaiman's body. And that's what it seemed like happened to me, at least. I don't know the details of how exactly it happened, but it seemed like that kind of end result probably happened. To where once he became cursed again, he wanted to go fucking kill Aikawa to get revenge, or find him again to get revenge in some kind of way. But then once he finds him, he hears the devil song and runs away. That seemed to me have been like some little background to what the fuck's going on with Risu. But I don't know. Curse just showing up and fucking doing like fucked up magic to all of the cross-eyed people around him, though. I was like, I don't even understand what's going on. I had like just remembered that Kaiman had like reverted to a human form. I was like, wait, why is Risu becoming fucking dark, evil, devil Risu? Like, what the fuck is going on with this? And then he's supposed to be like a big like figure now. I'm like, I don't even understand. Is this?
Did you see Riso had a Joker moment? And
Yeah,
then
true.
Everyone keeps having a Joker moment.
Speaking of Joker moments,
hold on.
Yep.
Okay, one thing I have to add about Curse.
Yeah.
He introduces himself as Curse, but then says, "Don't utter my name." Hey, buddy, you could just not say your name. That would solve the issue. You absolute fool.
Listen. You're not
No,
allowed
it's
to say
like,
his name, okay? Sorry,
you have to know his name for him to like read your mind or something. I don't know.
All right, listen. Okay, I have
Say
to,
my name.
I have to apologize for the listeners in the stream. Okay, I did not realize we were not allowed to say his name. So I will
That's
be.
kinda hot, though.
I will be going back into the stream pods through the YouTube editor afterwards and bleeping out all the times that we've said his name because we don't want to go against his wishes. We don't want to mess with Curse. So oh shit.
Fictional
Although,
character.
have you guys heard about my favorite third-party game VoIP app called Curse? Oh my
Gosh,
bad.
Stop. No, stop, please.
Hey, Chap, am I allowed to curse on your streams?
What?
Oh, shit,
No,
sorry.
stop. Okay, so speaking of Joker moments, okay, I'm about to have one as well. Joker moments. We have a lot of aftermath from the Kaiman and N fight from the volumes of last time we had the stream. One of them.
Can we call it a fight? Is that a
um,
proper term for this?
What would you have called the N versus Kaiman fight?
A slaughter?
Listen,
Murder.
The prey, hunt and prey.
I feel like there was a good fight against N. Okay, I feel like N afterwards had to recover. We like see him in like fucking bed and shit. Listen, I feel like you got the mushroom powers. There's not much you could do once he does that, but
like, it was just like single-handedly just demolished. Is what I'm saying.
that is true, and that has been a problem
Yeah,
that we've
but-
had with N usually with most of his fights. You can't really do much to him until he goes against
Hey,
the boss of the
question.
Cross Eyes, right? So
Yeah, but until he
stabbed-
found out.
Who stabbed Nikaido in the church?
it was Aikawa / Kaiman.
Probably.
Yeah.
What was his motive for stabbing her?
So, if my theory about the multiple personalities is right, at the time he was not actually Aikawa / Kaiman. He was probably the boss of the Cross Eyes, if that's a different personality than Aikawa. That's my assumption for it. I don't remember the. Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm completely forgetting. The reason for it was to take out the contract because the contract was taken out from the exact cut.
That's the thing, though. Like, what personality, if it wasn't Kaiman, because Nikaido didn't see Kaiman's head doing it, would have had the urge to remove the contract from Nikaido?
Well, so
Cross-eyed boss.
the Cross-Eyed Boss / Aikawa, whether or not Aikawa literally was the Cross-Eyed Boss or if Aikawa is a separate personality Cross-Eyed Boss, the point of it is that Kaiman himself, that personality or whatever, would not have the memories or like knowledge of that to be able to do that. So that other personality probably took over the time and did that. Whatever personality did it is my assumption, at least. But the goal of it was to help Nikaido, because we know Aikawa, at least when he becomes Aikawa again, is like friendly-ish towards Nikaido once they do like recognize each other, even if it was just for like a moment. But then he like left.
I don't think It was the contract was to help Mikaido. I think it was the boss of the
hurt
cross side. I think you're right about the personality. It was to hurt Anne, yeah, because she
Okay.
had the time power.
That's true. That makes
Because
sense.
it immediately affected
Ah.
Anne when they did it to him, remember?
Yes,
Right.
that's true. That's true.
Okay.
And if Cayman was knocked out in that moment because he was like kind of out of it, and he remembered he had the blade, and he was like, "Huh, when did blade get 30?" If like the personality took over to just get a quick jab to fuck Anne, and then before Cayman came back to, your personality thing would line up really well.
That would make sense.
And also, the Kaiman head that we lost towards like the beginning of the series came back, and that's the head that they found there, that they assumed was the head that they had just cut off of him or whatever, but it wasn't. It was like the old head that was stolen.
And if Kaiman's got multiple personalities, it would make sense while he's out of it that the cross-eyed boss personality would steal the head for later use or whatever.
Yeah, he definitely
Because he
stole
knows
some
what's
stuff.
going on.
It was a perfect crime.
Hold on, because we had a problem earlier with the fact that there ended up being like two Kaimans, because there was the one that didn't he regenerate his head?
Yes.
So he regenerated his head after it was cut off by Shin. The one that was cut off, they fermented and were trying to like is fermented what you would say for that? I don't remember.
I think they were
trying to
preserved it in
Yeah.
formaldehyde
right.
to see if they could see the person inside of Kaiman's head, right?
Right.
Or something like that.
Wait,
then it
I
got
just had
stolen.
I just had an idea for a second.
What's your idea?
Justin, please. I'm so confused.
Mer people?
So
God damn it.
no, remember how he was invincible to magic?
Yes.
Yeah.
But then N still got a mushroom off on him.
Mhm.
What if he's invincible to magic because he's got all the devils in his body, and he every time he gets one of the magic types, he's now invincible to that magic?
Well, so the mushroom worked on him because he grew the spore from within his body. The mushroom magic itself
Oh,
didn't
yeah, you're
work.
right,
It was
shit.
just exploding out of his stomach. So my assumption
Ah,
for him
shit,
being
you're
resistant
right.
to magic was Risu was resistant to magic, and that was one of the powers that Aikawa was trying to steal, and that's why he took his power, and then that just became also a power that Kaiman had. That's my assumption, at least at this point. But
Oh,
Well,
maybe
I
you're
mean,
right.
that would mean, if we're running on the assumption that Aikawa is Kai, that Kai, and also on the assumption that he can't have multiple devils in his head, which makes sense to me, he's not immune to magic anymore.
yeah, probably not.
We also had Fujita say, "Wait, Ebisu really was the one who cursed the lizard head guy," which is a whole nother thing.
Well, I feel like we still don't know that for sure. I wonder if Kaiman's, if we're, again, assuming that it wasn't Ebisu that caused that curse, I wonder if Kaiman's head was actually caused by whatever transformation Aikawa was using, rather than Ebisu's magic.
It's possible, I
Hold on, I'm
think.
looking for a diagram in my notes.
You had a diagram? Oh, boy.
I told you that a couple streams ago I was trying to draw out whose fucking head was on whose body because I got confused. So now I don't remember which Kaiman head they have, if it was the one, like, okay, if the one that they have was the one that the guy stole, where did that come from? Because it was stolen. So then, if it was stolen, why was the head that they cut off also the one that was stolen?
So the one that they was stolen would have been from Aikawa switching forms while the lights were off to take it. I don't know how he hid it, but he probably had some other magic way to hide it somewhere on his person or somewhere that he can grab later as a sorcerer. But he definitely went back and stole it when the lights were off. I don't know how the lights got turned off at the time, but they got turned off and then he stole it. And this is all my assumption, by the way.
Was this in the
When
fight
they did
in
the autopsy.
apartment?
When they did the autopsy.
Oh, when they did the autopsy.
Yeah, because that's when it went missing. They had a video camera that they had watching it at the time it was stolen, and I think they saw a figure walk back into the room, and then the head was gone, and they don't know who took it. But there was only those 3 people there. So my assumption is Aikawa changed back into that form when the lights were off and then took it. But I don't know for sure. And in my mind, that's the only explanation for how it shows up again in that fight later on. Is just he when he turns back, he also had the head on him or purposely dropped it on. Well, no, he was knocked out at the time, so he probably just had it on him when he turned back somehow. I don't understand how it worked, but somehow that fermented head from all the way back to the beginning of the series.
Inventory when he died.
Yeah,
is
something
what
like
you're
that
saying.
probably. And then
Okay,
Asu just teleported
okay.
him away, and then that was just left behind. That's my assumption
Okay.
at least. We're still only halfway through the series, so there's a lot more details that might be clarified
I'm
later.
so confused.
I know. Well, I feel like when every iteration of like these names were being introduced to with like these different characters all seem to be just shortened versions of Aikawa. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy, but maybe he's Aikawa. It's all Aikawa.
I feel crazy.
Okay, so there's a whole bunch of Aikawa theories going on, okay? But we're missing the bigger pictures of things. We're missing the bigger memes going on. Like Ebisu fucking dying, and then Fujita going on like his own comedic mini journey to try to convince Judas's
mini
ear.
arc.
His mini arc of trying to get Ebisu raised back from the dead, which involves trying to convince the fucking house cat Judas's ear to revive Ebisu. So he had like a fun
Rest
little
in peace,
chapter.
Judas's ear, by the way.
I know. Oh my god.
I don't really. That part was interesting because, like, okay, yeah, of course, something's gonna happen to Ebisu when she revives. Yeah, But it's nobody really seemed to care that she had died, and it was kind of more like it felt strange because it was like, hey, Ebisu is dead. Help me do something. And they're like, oh, she's dead. Anyway, I'm gonna do some stuff, and it's like. That's weird. And then that little mini arc, of course, ends with Ebisu getting revived because the cat or whatever wants some treats and realizes that Ebisu is like dead or whatever.
Yep.
And the note was like at the end, I think it was Fujita thinking like, huh, well, I'm glad Ebisu's alive now. But it's kind of weird that nobody remembers that she died. And it's like that doesn't happen to the other people that get revived by this cat, whatever, goat. Like, it went...
Yeah, that...
I thought some of it was like, she like left the family right before, didn't she, technically?
There's a couple...
Well,
that was one
so
thing that happened.
I think that was just in front of Fujita, though. I don't think the others really knew about that.
I think he tried to tell them
only
and they
thing-
just didn't care.
Yeah.
The only thing that I can think of is that one of the lines that Fujita said during all of that was that he was worried how En and Shinonoi would react if he died. And I feel like maybe this was just an emphasis on the fact that he and Ebisu are like secondary cast. But also I just think it's funny to imagine that they're just like, this is just what Ebisu does. They're like, oh shit, Ebisu's dead.
They're
Typical
like,
Ebisu
this shit
behavior.
again. Yeah, you'll figure it out, Fujita. Good luck. They're like trolling Fujita too. They're like, listen, Judas's ear, you gotta convince Judas, okay? We're not doing shit for you. Good luck.
Or they're all like,
Judas is
oh,
part of
did
the
you kill
family.
her? And it's like, no. It did feel very much like they were playing up the comedy, but it still feels kind of supernatural to me of how, like, that none of them cared, but also none of them remembered? Huh?
Yeah, that whole family usually strike me as, like, the type where it's, like, valuing, you know, usefulness or, like, their strength over, like, giving a shit over that stuff. They're like, if you come to me and ask me to see if I, like, might be able to heal you, maybe, but I'm not going to go on my way to be like, hey, you need heals? Hey, you need heals? Like, taking care of them or whatever. Like, Noi doesn't really care unless it's Shin getting hurt, pretty much. So
Yeah.
I almost said N.
Really.
I almost said N, but then we had a chapter where she's like, I actually fucking hated N.
She had a whole monologue of,
Yeah.
I'm not actually sad he died.
Yeah, in
I
front of the
actually hated
quote-unquote
it.
Nuggets box.
Yeah. But I need to know. She walks in with a box that says chicken nuggets, but nuggets is in quotes. What does that mean? What does it mean? What?
Not nuggets, they're squares.
Of Dorohedoro.
Were they
It's
nuggets?
probably like mushrooms.
He is the
Probably
Chicken
mushrooms.
mushrooms?
But no, if that was the case, the quotes would be around chicken. The question is, why were the quotes around nuggets?
What does it mean?
Shit.
When you don't know what to call your boneless wings, they're nuggets, but they're wings. But they're really,
Hey, here's the thing. We get see small Noi. I found that kind of funny.
Oh, she was so cute. Small Noi was very reminiscent of Small Nikaido. Maybe that's just because of how the character draws blonde little girls, but
Yeah.
It's also, how fucking old is Ed? Because he I don't understand. Noi is like super small. Ed here is like a fucking adult over here. What is this?
Listen, he's
How old
seen
is he?
some shit. He's been through a lot, okay? He literally went through hell and crawled out of it, all right? According to the really realistic movie, all right? It's legit.
He also made yeah. I
Um,
like how they mentioned that. It's like, oh wait, that part wasn't the same as the
Also-
movie.
Also, he's a Taurus, canonically, okay? We know that he's a Taurus and Chota's a Gemini, all right? So these are facts we learned, okay? As we had to get the
Gemini moment.
the very clear foreshadowing that N was going to get his shit beat in, like a couple chapters prior to getting like insta destroyed pretty much by the boss of the Cross-Eyes. N was like actually terrified for like the whole chapter before he even starts the fight with him. He's like all fucking sweating and nervous about like something and shit. Like N was actually really fucking scared of the boss of the Cross-Eyes. And within reason, after he meets him, where he's just like, oh, I'm not letting you do anything with your smoke. I've studied the bodies now of how you guys fucking produce this shit. So just
I
not
learned
even a
it.
fight. Not even a fight, pretty much. Which I'm
utterly
glad.
decimated.
I'm glad we got that kind of thing to happen to N. Okay, I understand he's probably gonna come back later somehow through some bullshit, maybe.
I don't think so.
I don't think
Legit,
so.
I don't think he does.
they focus so much on his decapitated head. I think it was it at the end of the Gyoza chapter where they had the little hairdressing competition?
Yes.
Yeah. So, chat, they literally had an entire, like, Chitamura section at the end of the Gyoza
I'll send it over.
where
Okay.
he held up En's head and enrolled it in a hairdressing competition. And of all of the others that have been decapitated, they didn't do that. Plus, like his head has been the only one that's been hollowed out. I don't think that bitch is coming back. I
Listen,
think, and
I don't think
how
so
much
either.
screen time has his dead body gotten? More than Ebisu's dead body at this point. I would like to posit. I think he's gone. I hope he's gone, but I think he's gone.
There was definitely
I
an intended
legitimately
correlation.
think N is dead.
Yeah.
I legitimately think N is dead and we've lost Cayman.
I
Oh,
I
yeah.
definitely
Both of those are true.
I will say there was definitely an intended like comparison intended with it. Despite the Fujita Ebisu chapter being like pretty much a comedy like bit thing, it definitely seemed like it was an intended like comparison of like nobody in this house gave a shit when Ebisu really died. They were just like, Fujita, you'll handle it, right? Yeah, you'll figure it out, I guess. I don't fucking know. Yeah, but N dies, literally the whole Sorcerer Realm's like in chaos.
The
over it.
economy comes to a halt.
They're, like I think even literally their currency was based off N. Wasn't it literally just the letter N and was probably based on him, I'm assuming. I don't even know, but like everything surround
Well,
in,
it just
in that
seems like
world.
he was the most.
Yeah,
it
'cause
seems
he was
like
the most OP. He was the big
powerful out of
bad.
everyone,
Yeah, he was the big bad. The big
and
the big
he wasn't
honcho.
much of a big bad.
Well, damn.
Yeah, that's what I've been saying the whole time. Listen, I can admit, I've been thinking about this since Chap started talking about it. I can admit, if it comes to it, that I was wrong about Kai being Aikawa. I refuse. I want to say that I was fucking right, number one, about Natsuki. Okay? She's a waste of space. She's a little bitch. I was
Damn.
right. Number two, the fact that N is not the most powerful and clearly didn't deserve to be in power in the first place. Because he's a weak-ass bitch.
Wow.
Okay, I think you can't call someone who, if they exhale a little bit too much, can wipe out an entire fucking city a weak little bitch.
I'm just saying.
he loses his cool and thousands of people perish is not a
Like he was OP
not the
enough to
weakest
just
thing I've ever seen.
he was OP enough to just be like, oh, Nikaido, I think I put a mushroom in here like ages ago. We'll just grow that out of her real quick so it can just kill some people in there and then grab her and then bring her over to us. Seemed like a fucked up ability to me. Oh, this guy's resistant to magic? I'll just grow a mushroom inside his stomach. That'll explode and that'll do some damage.
Listen, Clem was.
still
Not
posit
I
long
mean,
term timing, are you?
ability was the useless, one of the most useless ones.
N was clearly super OP. It's just that he got countered super hard. That's it. Like someone had the perfect counter and they used it. You know.
Someone said, no, don't let him cook. I'll just kill him now.
So,
Okay, he's cooking up too many mushrooms. We gotta stop him.
what else do we have? We had Chota's head get turned into mushrooms. Chota's head being turned into mushrooms was like the indicator, the initial indicator we got that N is actually dead too, right? Because there's a whole joke for like several chapters about Chota's head being mushrooms now. Ebisu even just laughs at it literally every time they meet because now she's the Joker because of the hairpin that's inside of her head now.
Baby.
Okay. She's got brain damage again. She can't go a single day without brain damage, so she
Finally, a main character I can relate to.
But Chota is sent flying away because N just turns the mushroom that's on his head into like a flying thing or whatever, and they go flying away with Juice's ear. But then the head turns back to normal, which Chota just immediately knows that means N is fucking dead, at least at the time. I couldn't
help but notice.
Yep.
That when he sent Chota off, he only mentioned Judas's ear being safe. I saw it coming, but it was still funny to me.
True.
Wait, what?
He didn't give a shit about Chota being safe.
Yeah,
when
N sent Chota off, he was like, Chota was like, oh my gosh, N, like my savior or whatever. And N was like, okay, Judas's ear is safe. Mentioned nothing about Chota.
Well, so here's the thing about that.
He's irrelevant.
That line is why I think he might come back later, because there's a very specific reason why he wanted Judas's ear to be away and safe. And the reason why is because he knows as long as Judas's ear is there might be a chance that he can come back even if he does get killed.
That is true, but I don't think he's aware of all the fucking devil ripping out of head shit going on in the background.
Yeah, he might have thought it would have been easier, where like if his head gets cut off, the demon will still be inside, and they can just bring him back. He didn't know about them stealing them, but I don't know. There might be a chance that you can get it back out of Aikawa's head for all I know.
That's what I was gonna say. Is as long as the devil is still alive, if you pull it from the boss's head, can you revive it from the devil on its own?
I don't know. Maybe.
We've also established that the body, if the body gets too destroyed, it can't be revived anyway. Or like if there's too much of a mush.
Right. Yeah.
And like I feel like by the time we resolve anything, and there's not going to be much left of N if we've literally got like a hollowed out skull so far.
Listen, I feel like with the level regeneration we could do, I feel like it could be possible as long as the demon's not dead. I feel like the demon is essentially supposed to be the sorcerer's soul, so as long as that's still alive, there might be a chance. It might not be in the same body, but there might be a chance. I don't know. Maybe. But that's just a theory.
No, I agree, because the reason that fucking what's his face, Fujita's friend couldn't be brought back to life is because he had a bag of just flesh. The demon wasn't in that, but the reason they were able to bring Risu's head alone back to life was because, well, wait, hold on. If Aikawa, who is Kaiman, put Risu's demon inside of his head, Risu shouldn't have been able to be revived because he wouldn't have had the demon in his head.
No, well, the idea would be that Risu's head that was revived did have the demon inside of him, still inside of him, but that somehow, because he stole like the shadow half of Risu somehow. I don't know what the shadow half of Risu specifically is. But he stole the shadow half of Risu.
I don't think we.
It's too.
I don't think we know enough about Risu and his magic
true.
to know for sure what the fuck's going on over there with, whatever the fuck's going on with Curse.
We know that Risu himself was resistant to magic,
but
we don't know anything about Shadow Risu's whole deal. So I don't know.
And anti-Risu.
I know, true. And
In,
together they're curse.
Kingdom Hearts logic, that would be Riksu, right?
Is that how that works? I don't know.
I don't know. I think it was like the shadow people gained an X in their name or something. I don't play Kingdom Hearts.
I feel like Kaiman.
That's why the shadow part, the shadow counterpart to Sora is Roxas.
I feel like Sora and Donald and Mickey just visiting the world of Dorohedoro would be an interesting time. Be an interesting time. You know, I just
Shadow's so sick of me mentioning Keyblades in our Pokemon Rumble streams.
Second, but actually, I don't even mind it that
So then,
much.
would one of the organization, their team, be like within the cross eyes, and then he lowers his cap, and it's Ansem with
True.
cross eyes?
True.
That's true. Yeah, because
Like,
they
you
have
guys-
X's on their body. Oh my god.
Like, you guys don't just complicate stuff. At least Mega Man, it's okay. This is just evil Mega Man. That's him. Okay? Nice and simple. That's convoluted shit, okay?
Okay. All right. So what else we got here? We have more Nikaido backstory here, specifically about her time magic. Finally, we get to see the in action. So what happened to traumatize her to never want to use her magic again was she fully discovered her ability when she was like a little Nikaido, very, very tiny. And she accidentally goes back in time and meets the aunt and uncle or whatever that adopted them at the time, or her like foster parents essentially. But she accidentally meets them on the same day that they were meant to find her friend there, Yakumo. I believe their name was Yakumo, who was like in the river at the time. So if they were looking away, Yakumo was just gonna fucking die in the river. So that ended up accidentally happening when Nikaido goes back, realizes Yakumo's fucking dead as a result of what I accidentally did. So now shit's fucked. So
Man, she's a dumb little child and doesn't think, oh, maybe let's try this again.
yeah, yeah. Again, I assume
Okay.
that, like you said, she's a child. She doesn't understand. Maybe I'll try that again in the future. Instead, she's just so traumatized by that as a child, which is understandable, that she just never wants to use her magic again. I had assumed before we found out the secret to her time travel magic that however she activates her time travel magic will just cause somebody to die. Because if it's just something to where, like, it alters timeline stuff and could cause some people to get killed, I don't understand why the thought never crossed her to go back and try to undo what she just accidentally did. At least later on in life.
It's what you said. She's
No, I
just too
understand,
traumatized.
Yeah, but I don't know. I kind of was hoping for some more like sacrificial thing, because now we have the JoJo problem here, the JoJo Part 3 problem, where the big bad's gonna have time control powers, and you have to ask yourself, what's the one way to be time control powers? It's gonna be with time control powers. So Nikaido's about to have this training arc with Asu to learn how to use her magic ability, or her time travel magic abilities, to actually like make shit right now, is what it sounded like we were heading towards there. And
Counter
because of that,
argument,
yeah.
pipe bomb.
What? I mean, it solves a lot of problems, but I don't.
Time travel, gun.
Gun usually works.
We're doing the
In
grandfather
most
paradox.
scenario.
Nice, let's go. Let's go. So, with Nikaido, I don't know how we're going to see what happens when she goes on this training arc. All I know is we're probably in for her abilities being fucking broken, and we're going to have to introduce some other thing to do some weird things to the time travel. Probably some other time ability, and it's going to fuck with things. That's what happened in JoJo, and I can't imagine a lot of other ways for you to stop somebody with time travel abilities. I don't know.
JoJo, peak
Got
narrative
from behind.
writing right there.
I'm just saying, JoJo Part 3 was this cool thing for me where every single week that you watch an episode, because it aired weekly or whatever, I'm saying I didn't watch it weekly, but when you watch it weekly, it's Villain of the Week things, and people don't like Villain of the Week things, but I liked it because the whole point of it was they're introducing an enemy stand user the whole group has to figure out that there's an enemy stand user. They have to figure out what type of stand they use, what their abilities are, and how to counteract that with their stand abilities. It was really smart because it wasn't just big dudes punching each other. They actually had to figure shit out, and the whole season was them figuring
their
shit out.
strategy.
They had to strategize every time. And then Dio's thing was, I can stop time. So how the fuck do you stop somebody who can just stop time and fucking kill people? Well, apparently the solution is also stop time and punch harder. So I'm like, what the fuck? We spent the whole season trying to find solutions to these things, and we just punch harder. So this is where I get nervous when I find out we're doing a training arc for Nikaido's abilities, okay? Because, I don't know, there's going to be one of two paths in my mind. There's either be, we're going to introduce some other time travel bullshit to try to counteract this, or she's going to royally ruin the timeline to the point where she undoes all of her timeline changes and then doesn't end up doing it anymore. I don't know which way we go with that. But either way, I don't know how I'm going to feel about it. So I'll just end this by saying I'm very, very nervous about the future of Nikaido's storyline in regards to her time travel ability, at least. I'm very nervous about it. I don't know if I'm going to like it. I feel like I'm not going to like it, however that goes. So, I don't know. How do you guys feel about what's going on with Nikaido?
No thoughts, head empty.
Oh, well, good to know.
Can I start?
Yes, you may.
I
Well,
want
she's
her to
gonna be
go back to
broken.
making gyoza.
I just want gyoza. Is that too much?
Yeah.
Yeah, what's up?
I think you're okay. You know, comparing the time thing to JoJo Part 3 is really funny.
Oh no, don't tell me I'm right.
and-
Please don't tell me I'm gonna be right.
Oh,
No, I mean you can
No
either confirm
spoilers.
you can either confirm or deny it, but oh god, please, I
No,
hope
no,
I'm
for
not
sure, yeah.
right. Okay, so
No, no,
go
I'm
on
not
with
gonna
whatever
do
you were
that, I'm
saying.
not
Yeah, yeah.
I think so. I get the weariness with the training arc thing. I think, yeah, I can kind of see that. I can also see like the whole thing of being worried of what Nikaido's like future state would be, given that by the end of Volume 2, there is like an entirely new arc happening, like a new act happening. Like literally the like world and like power dynamics changing.
Right.
And I think there's a cool like I think what I really enjoy when it gets to that point is then there's this great moment of, oh yeah, then Chidorama's here. And then like at some point Chidorama's like narrating like everything that's happening like it's a talk show.
Right.
Because and I think that's kind of like how a lot of the stuff works really well, is that there are those moments of just the casual narration of it, just to keep all the literal stuff happening in check. But no, I do love the reveal of Kai. I think like everything to do with that setup and like the fight, the first like the fight with the curse and with Kai, I think was really cool. I still think it's really cool, but no, but I totally get that, man.
Yeah. No, I'm interested in whatever's going on with Aikawa and like in my theory at least, multiple personality or at least multiple powers, because we know he now has N's power at the very least, because we know that he essentially uses that to defeat Shin and Noi. But there's Dokuga. I was confused for a second too during that sequence towards the end. I don't know if you guys got confused by that too. And most of it stems from me being like, is that Dokuga or is that Natsuki? Usually with these things.
Yeah.
So, okay, I'm not crazy with this. Okay.
That's one
they had
thing is.
Yeah. They had told Natsuki to go find the boss. And then you're following Dokuga fighting Shin, who had just found En's head. But I was like, wait a minute, what was that supposed to be? Natsuki fighting them at first? And then I went, wait a minute, no, they're actually kicking Shin's ass. Is Natsuki really that good? No, this is Dokuga. What the fuck's going on? I got confused with that for a second.
Natsuki, God, imagine, couldn't be me.
Well, I wrote that in my notes at first. I was like, I didn't realize Natsuki was that fucking good at fighting. How come she like just got like robbed by that other guy at the last place or whatever? But yeah,
I
no,
did not have that problem.
okay, all right. Well, some of us did. Okay, listen. All I know is I was just at times being like, is that Dokuga or is that Natsuki? And eventually I was just like, Natsuki usually has her eyes like they look like they're closed in a lot of her frames, I think. Yeah. So
I gotta say that's wild to get those two characters mixed up.
That's
Like I would
what-
not. They seem very different.
And
I'm not talking personality wise. I'm talking appearance wise.
No, I'm
And
saying
they were
appearance.
in
Like
two
that's
different
kind of wild. You mix those
locations.
up.
Natsuki
No, because
is-
the fight
It's like
scenes
saying
can be
Donald Duck
kind
and
of
Scrooge
hard
McDuck.
to.
They're like,
No, because the fight scenes can be kind of hard to read sometimes, especially when it's two like black-haired characters that have the long hair. Like,
I understand
I'm with
this.
Admis
No.
on this one.
No. I understand what
Admis on
Miss is
this
doing
one
here.
also.
Okay. I understand what Miss is doing here. Okay. I understand. He's actually verifying why we're not crazy here. Remember me? Okay. He's not saying it. But the new theory is that Dokuga and Natsuki are actually relatives, and they just don't even know it. Okay. They just don't even
So
know
I
it.
think
It is
you're
actually
understanding the
nuanced
same
that.
person, but
No. Okay. Well,
You know what?
listen.
I feel like we can
Multiple
tie this in.
personalities. There you go.
you know how
Not
at some point.
You know what? They're not related. You know why? Because Dokuga isn't a fucking waste of space.
Damn. Well,
see,
what if
hang
it
on.
turned out that they were the same person or related? Then how would you feel?
I kid you not. This feels like the same conversation of fate, where you're like, is that saber of red or red saber?
Red Saber, yeah. Listen. Don't
I
worry.
totally get it though. Yeah.
Don't worry. Listen. All I know is some of those fight scenes can be hard for me to figure out what the fuck's going on. They're still cool looking, but it's hard for me to fully determine what's going on. I will be excited for when these fight scenes I see them animated, because that seems like they'll be really cool. But
Yeah.
I think I wrote in my notes, okay, I wrote in my notes specifically that when they start fighting, when Shin and Noi meet Dokuga's gang, everybody starts fighting. Shin and Noi were like pretty much kicking their asses at first. Then Dokuga starts kicking Shin's ass immediately. But then Shin's just being like, you're just in bits now, so you're not like,
Yeah, because
he's
of
like,
smoke. Like,
he's just like, fuck you, smoke. All right, fight's over. Get fucked. But then the boss shows up. The boss doesn't fuck around, and he just turns into mushrooms because he's finished the surgery. Natsuki finds him as he just finished the surgery, heals him up, so he can like be awake again. I think, because I think he was passed out when Natsuki found him, and then he just did his thing, and then he said, "My name's Kai," and then he said, "Nah, I'd win."
okay. I do want to say between all these major events happening,
Yes.
there's all the awesome song numbers and lyrics.
Yes,
So
of course.
my question was going to be, what song do you think she's writing them to? Because the obvious one for the second one was "Deck the Halls," but there was one prior.
Yeah, I didn't understand
there are-
what the reference to the first one was. I figured it was a
I didn't
reference
get
to
it
something.
either.
I feel like I don't know. I don't know music.
Okay, I missed as the music person.
Uh,
Are you able to tell us without spoiling things, or is this a spoiler for something later?
No, it's not. I was just gonna
Okay.
say, like, there's actually a bunch of cool fan
Theories about it?
fan songs of what they think the song would be like.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, that's not reference. That it's more of like
Because
taking
the
the
first,
trope.
yeah, the first
what?
one just seemed like a whole bunch of lines with just saying "fuck humans." I hope they die, like over and over and over again in like 7
course.
different ways.
Like that scene in Carol and Tuesday, the trio.
Yeah.
No, I get that. Yeah, at first I thought she was rapping. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, yo.
Wait, you're talking about the fucking bullshit song, right?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
bullshit song that she
Okay.
said at the beginning. And then later on, she
Yeah,
basically
yeah.
does a Deck the Halls kind of meme thing. But like, which the Deck the Halls one seemed to put a couple people to sleep and then just made Curse run away.
Cappy said it again.
Oh, fuck.
I will say that's another thing. I think rereading the series, I kind of noticed a lot of like you have the serious moments and then the wacky moments is actually how a lot of the fights end up ending and then tying like back to the Like
It
you have
grounds
the
it out,
groups meet
definitely.
up.
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah. Keep it grounded, yeah.
I will say though, as much as this series can be really good at like keeping you having fun by like introducing those comedic bits at times, it also does a really fucking good job at reminding you of how fucking dark this fucking world is. When the first volume started, volume like 11, and we have like the whole Kaiman Nikaido disappears into fucking darkness of the fucking, like, those panels creep me the fuck out. I was like, oof, these are like, I understand it's supposed to be like a nightmare sequence thing for the purgatory meme or whatever. I was like,
What was
these
the
are
screenshot
fucking
I'd sent where I was like, "Damn, that's a way to what a way to start it."
yes,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, it's Oh, one
Oh
of the
yeah,
screenshots-
Fujita carrying Ebisu's body through the
That's what it
air.
was. Yeah,
Also,
yeah.
also, maybe I'm tripping, but why does MC have like such long legs in this one? Or am I looking at something wrong?
Kind of has long legs, like in general. I always notice it when she's
Yeah.
standing because, like, like she always wears a black top, right? So her torso just looks very squat compared to the basically stilts that she's walking on all the time. It's kind of funny.
Yeah, you like them, just draw them long legs,
I'm trying to look
That's what a
through,
lot of
like-
characters look like. Like they're all legs.
Oh, one of the panels I posted in the chat when we were doing the readings. By the way, if you're watching the streams now and you want to be able to see the things that we say in the Discord chat, you can join my Discord channel and you can see these memes live in real time. If you go to discord.wolfborg.com, it'll redirect you right to my Discord. Okay.
Wait.
yeah.
You saw the cola panel, right?
Yes.
The what panel? The which panel?
It's
What'd
so
you say?
good.
Yes.
I think it was the first supplemental, the first bonus chapter with the guy who wished his veins to be filled with cola.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
me.
I was
He
it.
became Pokemon.
There was that whole chapter
Good
because I did read that bonus chapter. That one was like they were preparing for the Dokuga boys were preparing for the Devil's Night, which is where the devil of that town comes back and grants people wishes if he feels like it. Usually, you don't want to piss him off at this time, so they have several meetings to try to figure out the right way to approach it, and they all decide we're just gonna wish in different ways for money because we're fucking broke. So they all come up with creative ways to do it, and they said, what did they say? One guy in the past had all his veins turned to cola, so we don't want that to happen to us. So they all come up with like ridiculous things they had to wish for. One of them wished, like, he's like, I want to shove a really big jewel up my nose. Could you please give me that, please? I remember that one. That one stood out to me. I was like, what the fuck? Another one just, I think Natsuki at the end was like, I guess I want the boss to be happy. I don't know. She like forgot the plan. So, maybe in some way in her head, she thought like, money would make him happy. But, yeah, everybody had some like funny way to like wish for money. I remember seeing like them weasel ways into it. They're like saying, I'd really like if this person dies. And the way that I want that is money. Specifically, I want money to do that. I don't want you to do that. I want money to do that. For like all of them.
Capitalism strikes again.
Have to get money to buy the gun.
There we go. See,
don't give me the gun. Give me the money for the gun.
Give me the money for the gun. Exactly. You're picking up what I'm putting down.
Yeah. So, yeah, that was a fun bonus chapter. I like that. The Dokuga boys dealing with their broke days is always fun. When they dealt with that, and then when they dealt with the landlady accidentally killing her and having to make her body at home look like a suicide, and then a giant fucking diet worm comes out, and they have to kill that. And they're like, yeah, it looks natural, right? And they just leave. Good times. Good times. Now, you guys, I did not read the Gyoza Fairy chapter. So why don't you guys tell me all about the Gyoza Fairy chapter? Who wants to do that?
They got kidnapped.
Oh, damn.
What? Oh yeah,
Are
they
they
did.
okay?
Yeah, they got drugged.
Are they okay?
I was gonna let Shadow explain it because it seemed like he was
they died.
excited to explain it.
Oh,
there's like one funny panel. That's it. There's one funny panel. Also, Kaiman was there.
There's only one funny panel. Nothing else happened. Oh, okay, cool.
So it's very interesting. So, Nikaido's closing up shop. This old guy comes up and is like, "Hey, you should try selling this ale at your shop." And she's like, "Okay, I'll try it and see if it goes with gyoza." Kaiman comes in, has the soup. The little gyoza fairy like goes over the recipe that she's making because that's like kind of his thing. and they try the ale that the guy had. They pass out. They wake up. They're suspended with rope from the ceiling. And Kaiman is like, "Hey, this is suspiciously like that series of robberies that you were telling me about." And the robberies basically they get tied up. The register gets stolen, and fucking surprise, the old guy that gave them the ale that drugged them is the one that tied them up and is stealing the register. And the gyoza fairy is like, "Oh shit, he's stealing the register, so Nikaido won't be able to sell any more gyoza. I gotta free him." So Kaiman headbutts the guy, and the gyoza fairy cuts Nikaido down and stabs the guy in the head. And Nikaido kicks him, and they beat up an old guy basically. Well, he wasn't old. He was turned. He looked old because
he was
a
old.
magic experiment. But yeah,
No,
they beat up
only
an
his
old guy.
head looks old. Only his head.
Sounds like they beat up a
theoretically, only
thief,
his
though,
head looks-
right? They beat up a thief, right?
Yes, it was a
Okay,
thief.
all right.
Yeah, because he came to steal the money. And so then that was the gyoza fairy one. Oh, the gyoza fairy. Oh, actually, okay. So the gyoza fairy got beat up a couple times. There was a part where
no.
like, like my stuffing is coming out, so like he got a tear like in his stomach, and like he's filled with gyoza filling, so he's like pouring gyoza filling everywhere, right?
Oh my god.
And after the guy gets kicked out, the gyoza fairy gets picked up by that demon or the devil that I had latched onto a couple bonus chapters ago, where I was like, "Hey, how come that devil can see the gyoza fairy?" Well, that old guy that Nikaido had bought the shop from, that is friends with the devil, apparently was like, "Hey, you should go meet this like little gyoza fairy that I had in the fucking shop." And the devil is like, "Oh, yeah, he's not my taste." As if the devil was gonna eat the gyoza fairy. And he just dropped the fairy on the ground and walked away. And left him to and the gyoza fairy was like, "What the fuck was that? Like, what did I just witness?" So there was that. It was just kind of like a callback to the last time that the gyoza fairy had been in a chapter. And then the second half was like another story, like I said, where Chitamura, or not Chitamura, is that his name?
Chinamura, I believe, yeah.
Okay, cool. Chitamura was holding a hair contest. And the three contestants were Nikaido while she was deathly ill with the whole mushroom thing, so her hair was very shaggy. Kai, covered in blood, and disembodied head were the three contestants.
I like to mention he says he grabs the three busiest people he could find.
And so there's this group of like the council of best hairstylists in hell or whatever, and then they discuss and they say that En's decapitated head won the competition with his like airy flow, because his head is being held up by the hair like in the air. So they're like, wow, like his hairstyle is very energetic because it looks like it's been spiked or whatever.
Right.
So that was the bonus chapter that you didn't read.
I see. It seems
I also like to highlight this one.
What are we highlighting?
Oh, sorry. I like to highlight these two panels where the Ghost Fair is like, "What the hell is Nikaido seeing Kaiman?" And then Nikaido is just like, I feel like I was just misunderstood by someone just now."
That was good.
I put in the chat.
Is that the one I just showed on
very
stream right
goofy
now, or
silly.
is that a different one?
I believe that's the one. Hold on, let me.
Yes. That's
Yes,
the one that
that's the
you're
one.
showing on stream.
Okay.
What's this other one that
The Nuggets one.
the chicken nuggets.
I want to know.
Nuggets.
Noi walks in the box of chicken, quote, nuggets, quote. What does that mean? What does it mean?
Chickens exist.
Oh, and the thing that I said in chat was the only panel that I thought was really creepy was the one where I literally said, "Ayo, don't do that, the fuck," which was when the shadow was crawling across the floor. And then the very next panel was him crawling up Risu, and I was like, "Oh, this looks like it's a lewd panel."
I'm seeing you type, "Why curse kinda ... blushing emoji."
Nyan, what are you on?
No, you know.
No,
Yeah,
I don't know.
This is a Starbucks, okay?
Look,
you can't be doing that here.
You
Yeah,
can't
here's-
act surprised anymore. You can't act surprised in a series where they literally had a panel of Aikawa with all his abs showing. Same with freaking
For
Chin.
the fact that
Constant
like
abs
Ed
and pecs
literally
showing.
had his ass out
He had his ass out.
this read around.
I want to
You
talk
also can't
quickly.
be surprised that it's coming from me. I've said it like 3 times today. When it was Curse, it was Haru I think is her name, and Dokuga.
Oh yeah. Oh hard.
Like,
Oh man.
making track of
Man.
this is
That
my
doctor knows
problem.
how to pick. Anyway.
Because I can tell you the exact panels that made me think that.
Yeah. Name
Yeah.
all of them. No, don't really. Don't
So
really. No,
for-
we're good. We're good.
No.
Well, honestly, the curse one was interesting because it was when he was sitting on the tree
Mhm.
with all
And
of
you
the
said it
ravens.
again.
Yeah, there's rules. Okay.
I don't know. There's something like so mysterious about Curse. He's just kind of cool.
Ooh. No, totally.
I definitely like Dokuga. Don't like Natsuki. Fuck Natsuki. But
Wow.
Dokuga?
We know.
Wow.
I thought you were gonna say the creepiest panel to you was Natsuki being happy and like helping. What does she mean by that?
All right.
Holding
That's-
doors for
remember
people.
that.
All right, kids. All right.
I would-
All right, kids. It's time for you to get out your notebooks, okay? We got to talk about the anatomy of a
Oh,
devil
yes.
here.
Oh,
all right?
Oh yes.
This is anatomy class here. All right. We got quite a few things going on here, okay? First brain, horn radar,
I have a
devil
question. What the fuck
eyes.
the horn radar?
Listen, this will be on the quiz, okay? You have to make sure you take these notes here, okay? You have the devil eyes.
It's like a
okay, that makes
submarine
sense.
radar.
You have the devil eyes. You have the hell ear specifically. It's not the normal ear. Okay, that's separately. Okay. Then you have the evil arms. All right, different from the regular
Evil
arms.
arm.
You know. Then you have the core, universal power gland, whatever that means. Second brain. You know,
Brain
because
too.
why not?
Okay, they're
this-
just that big brain. They got a second brain in
and
there too.
and everybody has this. The sphere of total darkness.
Very
Know,
well known.
everybody's got that. The sack of self-destruction. You know, it's just a little sack. Invincible bones. It's right there. It looks pretty invincible. I don't know. And then the evil legs. We got the powerful muscles. The ultramorph cells. And
Morbid time.
infinite and the infinite energy sac. It's just there. It's just infinite energy.
Mhm.
This goes way beyond my calculations. Okay, this it goes beyond his calculations. So
The doctor himself.
from the doctor himself. So everybody understands the full anatomy of a devil now, right? Now,
No, it's the full anatomy of a great devil.
But
here's
where are
why.
the quote unquote nuggets?
Listen, in the chickens, of course. I mean, come on. Now, it's important to know this because this series is apparently just Gleipnir, as we can tell by this panel of Haru just leaving her fucking devil body for a bit and then going back into it like it's a fucking thing that, like a fur suit or whatever, just go right into the back of it. Like,
So if that's the case, why did Asu get fucking ripped apart?
I
Like
don't
it
think-
looked like his
yeah.
human body was mutilated.
that
in
part I
order
did
to
want to bring up
accomplish
because of
that.
that. The only reason I can assume that they did that is because you're not really intended to be able to leave the devil body, but somehow Haru's been able to do it. That's my assumption, at least.
And the Gundam Haru.
So, but also it seemed like the body was doing things on its own when she left it too. I don't know.
Look, Haru's just built different.
Truly, and we like that for her. Okay, she's got the good
Mhm.
designs. We appreciate that.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Who said
Okay.
that?
what what else we got here? We got any other memes here?
Do
Trying to see
anything
if
else?
there's any other panels we have to highlight here. Oh yeah, wait. Let me show the shadow, the shadow crawling image here.
Oh, yeah. God. was unnerving. It made me think of all of those infection AUs that have been going around where like they have the vacant faces but then just like the weirdly human eyes. I hate that the example I'm about to show up is from a fucking Warrior Cats multi-animator project, but it gets the point across. Let me find
What
it.
did you just say? What does that mean?
Could you
I'm
translate to human
sorry.
words?
I was with it until like the first sentence. I was confused. Oh yeah, no, totally. Okay, I got
Yeah,
you.
yeah, yeah.
Ion.
That's what
Why?
it made me think.
Verse 13.
And that's
Where-
supposed to be a cat?
What?
Nyan, why'd you remind me this
What?
exists?
That's Pogger's face.
I don't even know. What is this from? What are we talking about here with this?
Is that like
So it's a
Okay.
multi-animator project based on the series Warriors by Aaron Hunter, which is about a bunch of
Oh my
cats that can
God.
talk.
Cats. It's
that have
real
been-
cats.
Oh my god, that one?
And this is supposed to be a cat?
Oh,
Are
so
you
this is the new Cats
serious?
the Musical movie, right? That's what this is? Or?
I hate you.
So it's a project that's currently accepting backup animators, by the way. So if you want to work on it, it's called Savior of the Wind.
I'm signing up right now.
Where the cats get infected and they become these like horrible demented things, and the it's the two eyes in like the vacant void that crawling shadow made me think of. Like when I was looking at it, I was like, oh, it's just missing the weirdly human eyes.
This is the deepest pool of anything I've seen in a while. That's up there. This
Listen,
is
Ryan,
up there.
I don't want to scroll through the chat to show my friends some funny stuff, and then I'd see this again. But no, you caused this somehow. I'm hope you're happy.
Yeah. Well, anyway,
Wow.
who's
I-
Aikawa? Am I Aikawa? Who is Aikawa?
I think all of us are Aikawa in the end. I think all of us.
the
infinite
true
Aikawa.
Aikawas are just the friends we made along the way.
The theory has
Is Aikawa
transformed. The
Dorohedoro?
infinite Kaiman theory became infinite Risu theory, became the infinite Aikawa
Mhm.
theory. All right, and we like that.
Who's
for
Kai?
it.
Which
No, no, no,
at
no.
this point could be true if it is the personality thing.
It could be Kai.
You know,
Here's the
I
thing, though.
mean, yeah.
We
what's the thing?
can't discount the infinite Evisuf theory though.
That's
Oh
true.
shit! Wait.
Maybe they didn't care about reviving Evisu because there's 1,000 others. You know, I don't know.
Amogus.
This is where I miss like God. How do
Sorry, I'm
they
looking
fucking
at the
know?
Warriors
How do they
AU
fucking
right now.
know? How do they know? How do they piece
I-
it together?
I wished so badly to hear Adam's inner dialogue as he's listening to us just fucking rant for an
We gotta-
hour and a half.
We gotta
That's why I
hear
was
when
kinda
we're
quiet, 'cause I do love him.
when we're done with the series of Mist, we gotta hear all the times where what was going on with your head when we were coming up with these theories, okay? Because it's
Ooh,
literally
really
the
fun, yeah.
Charlie Day in front of the the conspiracy theory board with us right now, okay?
Is it still
Yeah. And instead of the quiz at the end, can we just have Admus talk about how stupid we were?
I just tried to
no.
go up, probably.
That'd actually be pretty fun. I would like
I,
that.
I think it would be very
Or-
entertaining.
Or it ends with me going, I'm just as lost as you guys. I don't know what's going on.
I've actually never read the series before. I haven't even been reading the
Dude.
series. I've just been listening to you guys talk about
I
it.
can't read. I don't know why.
I can't
No,
read.
no. He has read it 3 times, but he still doesn't understand it though. Even after 3
Yeah.
times.
Because
That's-
every
that
time he
happens.
reads it, Aikawa adds a new personality and he loses memories and it's a whole thing. You know, I understand.
Yeah.
I get it.
I
All
get
right.
distracted.
It happens. It happens to the best of us. Now, do we have anything else that we want to bring up before we wrap up for this week? I think we covered pretty much everything that happened in the volumes. I'm checking my notes to see if there's anything else that we had here. Oh, Aikawa does this thing before he battles that I wanted to mention, where like the people get distorted or like a little sick or whatever.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then like the other thing that happened right before the fight too, Fujita finding the headless body, and then Aikawa showed up. I feel like the cutting off of the head probably has something to do with the personality swapping meme things or whatever. Something about that is probably related to that, because I think the head got cut off, and then he went to go check on the body. The body was gone, and then the boss of the Cross Ice went to kill N. I feel like that's something important to bring up. I had written it in my notes to bring up, so I'm remembering to bring it up now, even though we talked about that kind of stuff a while ago, okay? I wanted to bring it up, okay? I was here. I brought it up. It's in my notes.
Mhm.
My notes was me losing my shit about the fact that I didn't know whose body was Hyman.
Hmm.
Like, obviously, you get what I'm saying.
Oh yeah, also, Nikaido with her time travel powers, okay? not only did she go back and accidentally get Yakumo killed, she also went back and saved Asu during his devil exam stuff. So I was a little confused with that one. Maybe you guys can help me out with that, because
I was too.
he figures out that that Nikaido had done that before, because Nikaido had said his actual name, which Kawajiri, and he was like, "I've never actually told you my name before." But like, if I remember correctly, in the past flashback you saw, Asu was like the semi big brother, foster brother or whatever for Nikaido and Yakumo. That might have been on a different timeline kind of deal before like Yakumo disappeared or whatever, but clearly Yakumo had, or not, I'm sorry, why did I say Yakumo now? Kawajiri, aka Asu, had met Nikaido when it was little kid Nikaido before he had become a devil. So I'm assuming during the flashback with Asu before, I can't remember how he looked then, but it probably was when he was a devil at the time, because he was just assuming that, because he didn't recognize Nikaido from that time, because Nikaido was in the little baby form or whatever, and this was like years before he met the actual Nikaido, or the real time Nikaido in his timeline. That kind of thing confused me, but it's something to where we're on a timeline right now where Yakumo had gotten accidentally killed when she first discovered her powers, and then something probably happened on whatever timeline she was on afterwards that resulted in either Asu getting killed that she wanted to undo, that she found out later on, or like she figured out that like he was killed also as a result of her undoing Yakumo's thing and wanted to try to go back to try to save him at least. Ends up saving him, so he lives long enough to do his exam thing, but he doesn't actually find out doesn't realize that was Nikaido that saved his life until the current chapters that we're on here. So we're on a timeline where there's been at least 2 time-based changes that happened from Nikaido. So that's important to note, okay? Important. It's very important. Also, I also want to bring up, because I wrote this in my notes, they make a big deal of referencing the room that the boss was in. He's in room 501 of some building.
It had its own chapter title, didn't it?
And it was like written on like the side of the building in like destruction or whatever. I don't know if that was like an artistic thing or if that was like intended to be on the side of the building, but like the whole building had the numbers 501 written on it, and I was like, is there some significance that we're supposed to know about these numbers? I don't know what it would be. Do you guys know? I don't know. So that was one thing I wanted to note for us to keep an eye on in the future, okay? The number's 501. If you're wondering what kind of questions... If you're wondering what kind of questions might be on the quiz when we're finally done with the series, that is definitely one of them. So
I was talking about the quiz at work today.
Yep.
Because I was like, I have to win. Like, I hold the crown so far. I've won every single one. Like, I have to win.
Damn.
Otherwise it shows bad on me. And I was gonna send a joke in the chat. Like, one of the easy giveaway questions was gonna be, which character does Anne hate the most?
Listen, we're halfway through the series. We're halfway through the series. That could change at any point. Don't worry. It could change. You might like Nikaido, or not Nikaido, Natsuki towards the end. You might like Natsuki towards the end. You'll be fine.
Doubt it.
I believe Natsuki can be redeemed in your eyes. When you find out Natsuki is actually a Dokuga, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. All right.
I hope she dies.
Oh my god. This is, that's offensive. Can't say that.
Actually, speaking of that, I actually remember, I forget which chapter it was, but like the star one, it had like all the characters and like it had like a halo over everyone who was dead.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, it was like by height, which is pretty funny.
That's funny.
Oh,
I was on a computer, and also I think in class, so it would have looked weird if I had tilted my head to try and look at the cover, so I didn't get a good look at it. But I know the one you're talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, there's another important thing. Nikaido, at the beginning of these volumes, was like healed but still dying. She had lost a leg, and one of her eyes is like turning to mushroom, and also she's just actively dying because she is rejecting the contract with N super hard to the point where the contract's like rotting away inside of her. She gets saved eventually when N just dies. That saves her because the contract's null and void at that point. But I feel like that is a major like thing that I don't like about the writing, where she's back and you can just actually fight against the contract by just rejecting it hard enough. I feel like that's something
Like
most people
she's like super fucked up.
But for most of the people, because I imagine, there's a ton of people who end up getting forced into these contracts. Is she really the one of the few that can just fight against it hard enough? I don't know.
She's a trad, okay?
True.
Oh, why was she? My thought was that it had been physically removed from her already, and hadn't been placed back in by a demon or a devil or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So
I think it regrows back though, doesn't it?
Yeah, it regrows back in. Yeah.
Yeah, so she'd already when she got near N again, it regrew back into her.
I thought it was a slow process though, so she could fight it the way you might fight a flu.
Yeah, that might be what can happen with that, where the original contract was a thing that was just implanted in, but one that regrows you might be able to fight again. So I guess that would make sense. I can agree with that. I can agree with this fan theory. All right, the author of Dorohedoro survives another day, unlike Tatsuki Fragimoto. Okay, all these
Fragimoto at it again.
Listen, all right. Do we have anything else we want to bring up before we wrap up for this week? Anybody have any other things that they would like to shout out, or any things that they hope for? You guys hope for anything with this series? I want Kaiman to come back.
Oh.
I want Kaiman back. I want Funny Boy back.
Oh.
I
I'd also do it. It's probably Cope, though, is the problem.
I mean, Eiji Aikawa could probably be cool, but I want funny alligator dude, okay? I
want funny lizard man.
I want funny lizard man. I want gyozas, okay? Is that too much to ask for?
Yes.
Listen, okay. I also liked N, okay? I don't know if I necessarily want him back, but I thought he was fun as a villain.
I like
definitely.
Yeah. He's funny.
I definitely
I just bought some mad drip for no reason. That was funny.
I definitely just did not
the
like
fact that he had that one restaurant where Ebisu dressed up like the fucking mermaid.
That was great. Yeah, his own pizza place, something like that.
He went out of his way to confirm mer people for us, and we appreciate that here on the Anime Book Club, right, Justin?
Yeah, Jed.
Justin agrees. Justin agrees. Don't worry. He's there agreeing. I can feel him nodding in agreement to the mer people.
His doll, like Ein's doll, is waving.
All right. So I think we're going to wrap it up there. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming to another exciting episode of the Anime Book Club. We do have messages from Stormy a lot. It seems like Anne was responding to a lot of those. Thank you so much for coming to hang out with us, Stormy. If you are around, we're going to be here again next week at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the usual time we'll do every week. We missed last week because I had to see Ma'am about taxes, but we were back this week, and we'll be back next week talking about volumes 13 and 14. So we're getting there. We're getting there with the series. Now, one last thing before we wrap the stream. If you enjoyed this stream and you would like to watch more of this content or other videos that we do here on Wolfborg, YouTube, Twitch, whatever, Kick, your mom's Apple smartwatch, okay? Hit the fucking subscribes or follows or whatever, okay? There's free options to get notifications about my content. You can join the Discord, get notifications about the content, or you can just chill with us in the Discord, okay? We hang out, we watch anime, we ramble about Dorohedoro in the book club chat, okay? We have a fun time. Okay, we have a fun time there.
We ramble about Dorohedoro on the day of stream because that's when we're all reading it.
Listen, it keeps it fresh in our minds, okay? So I don't mind that too much, okay? As long as we all remember that we have a stream and that we show up for it. That's all I care about, okay? And if you're not going to show up to it, just let me fucking know ahead of time. That's all I ask. But everybody showed up here, so we were good this week, okay? Shadow,
Ace didn't show up.
I know Shadow was worried, though. Shadow was really worried about Justin and Miss the whole time. He was saying the whole time, they're not going to show up. They haven't read the chapters. There's no way they're going to show up. You know, I was telling Shadow. I was like, you're crazy, Shadow. Okay, they've definitely read it. Justin's read it. And Miss, we know, has read it, so he'll be here. Don't worry. I know he said in the chat he's not going to be here, but he'll be here. Shadow was doubting the whole time. I was there for you, Miss, okay? So that's all
I gotta
we
keep
got.
throwing me under the bus like this, Jeff.
Stormy will be back next week. Well, we'll see you there, Stormy. Now, that's all we got for this week. And we will talk to you guys later. Good night, streams. Good night,
Yay.
gamers. Good night, Moon.
Goodbye.
Good night, Aikawa. Good night, Kai. Good night, Kaiman.
No good night to Natsuki.